Let's begin. So I don't know if you, I think Anna and my mother were there last week Sunday. I can't remember if you were there, Tina. But last week we did a um, first chakra practice. We did a root chakra practice, and I just decided this morning that actually for the rest of the Sundays we're going to do a chakra every week. So today we're going to work on the sacral chakra, which is the second one. Okay. And for that one, we're going to begin in a Supta Baddha Konasana, which is your reclined butterfly position, if you remember that one. So you want to take some cushions, bring cushions underneath your spine, and then knees out wide, soles of your feet together. And oh my gosh, I start to forget the music. Does anyone want music? Copy, copy. Here we go. Yeah. So making your way into your reclined butterfly onto your backs. Everyone's on mute. Yes. And just making yourself comfortable. Soles of the feet are touching. Rolling yourself over those cushions, and you have options. You can either bring your hands just out wide with the palms facing up towards the sky, or if you want to add a bit of a hard opening shoulder kind of stretch, you may want to bring your arms overhead. And you may grab a hold of your opposite elbows there, or just your wrists. Closing your eyes down there. Starting to settle in. And focusing on your breath. Noticing how your body feels. And how your breath is moving. And for today's practice, like I said, we're going to work with that second chakra, our sacral chakra or svadisthana chakra. And this chakra is all about creativity, about connection with others, and our sexuality resides there too. And especially for women, that is often a thing. With creativity, we can be innovative. We can adapt to change and solve problems and come up with creative solutions for the situation that we find ourselves in. And this second chakra is located just below your navel. So it's kind of in between that root chakra all the way down at the base of the spine and the navel. And it's represented by the color orange. So while you're here, think about imagining an orange light just below your navel and starting to feel the warmth of that light in that place. And whenever our second chakra is in balance, we can experience feelings of abundance and joy and pleasure. And we're feeling super creative and inspired to follow our dreams and live the lives that we want. We're feeling sensual and sexual. But when it's blocked, we're unable to connect with our passions. We struggle to be intimate, have self-love issues, and physically you may experience some lower back pain or tight hips. So a sacral chakra yoga practice will be a hip opening practice. So that's what we'll do today. We spend a lot of time sitting in cars and behind desks. It's really killing that svadisthana energy. Because everything that's going wrong in our lives got blocked into those hips. So it's really about, so working with this chakra is really about letting go of control and allowing yourself to flow more. Letting go of the tightness, the tension into that hip space. So notice maybe while we're here, what do you feel in that area? Does it feel tight? Or does it feel too open? Because that's the other way, which is an option too. And if your svadhisthana chakra is too open, you may have this unbridled creative energy that you can't control, unhealthy relationships, too much sexual energy. We want to have it in balance so we can make our dreams happen. So for today, if any of that resonates with you, if you feel blocked or too open, set a little intention for yourself. And I encourage you to move intuitively and creatively through your practice today. And just taking a few last breaths here, allowing that intention to settle into your body. And then slowly bring your hands down first if you have them up overhead. And with those hands, you're going to bring your knees gently back together. And you walk your feet out towards the edges of your mat so your knees can fall in towards one another, hands onto your hips. Just a moment here to allow your hips to realign and to notice the sensations in that hip area after this long hold of that Supta Baddha Konasana. And then you're going to roll off your cushions and push the cushions out of the way. And you lay back down onto your backs, legs stretched out. And just hugging the right knee in towards the chest, or wrapping your knees around, your hands around the knee. And just a gentle pull that knee in towards the upper armpit. Straight away, opening up into that hip, and feel free here to bring in that intuition. So how or where do you feel that sweet spot? So start to move a little bit, making circles maybe. You may want to even stretch that right leg out. And try to keep your left leg engaged, pressing it down gently. So you increase the stretch there. One more inhale. And with your exhale, slowly release. Stretch the right leg out and take your left knee in towards the chest. Other side, same thing. Follow your intuition. And find that sweet spot where you feel that left hip could use some opening. One last breath. And then slowly let it go. Hugging both knees into chest. Bring your hands behind your thighs so you can kind of start to roll over the spine a few times, rocking up and down, massaging it until you find some momentum to sit yourself up straight. Now we're straight away gonna roll through in our cat and cow. However, we're gonna do that with our knees wide. So you bring your knees wide, big toes together to touch. It's kind of a child's pose variation here. So with every inhale, you're going to sit your hips back down, create an arch in the back. You really elevate and lift the heart forwards. With your exhale, you're going to round the spine, chin to chest, move forward, shoulders over wrist, and pull the belly in, squeezing the glutes. Inhale, you sit back and arch, look forwards. Exhale to round. Inhale, sit it back. Exhale, forwards and round. And just closing your eyes here if you can, if that's comfortable for you. And bring in that creativity. You may move a completely different way. Just trust your own body. And feel free to bring in whatever you need to bring in. Any ripples, any circles. And while we make this movement, focus on that orange light just below the navel. And even though we can't engage a chakra, it's an energy, a vortex or vessel, you may be able to engage some of the muscles in that area, just so it feels like you're activating that area a little bit more. Just taking a last breath in. And with an exhale, come back to center, bring your knees underneath the body, tucking your toes here, making sure our fingers spread nice and wide underneath the shoulders. With your next breath in, you're going to lift the knees off the mat, just an inch, hovering there. Now here, think about pushing the floor away with your hands actively, rounding into shoulder blades. Gentle draw of your tailbone under, and with that, you're really activating that sacral chakra here. Lower belly is engaged. Focus on that orange light. Take another breath in. Exhale to stay. Last inhale. And with your exhale, shoot your hips up high for downward facing dog. Just take your time if you want to pedal it out a little bit. The heels may lift a few times. Again, intuition. What does your body want? If it wants to stand still, stand still. If it needs to move a bit, move a bit. You want to make sure that your hands are pressing the floor away firmly. That you gently start to press your head towards the toes, your belly towards your thighs, and the heels towards the ground. If the heels don't touch the ground, just bend your knees a little bit so you can shoot your tailbone up higher. And again, really consciously focusing on that orange light below your navel. Can you feel that energy there? Think about that creativity and what the concept of sexuality means for you. Deep breath in. And take a good sigh out through your mouth. Exhale. Then inhale to lift your heels. Look in between your hands. Start to step forward slowly, taking your time. Feet plant, hip width apart. Bending slightly into your knees. You're going to interlock your hands behind your back for this one. You're going to extend your elbows out, but keep your elbows in a micro bend just to protect them. And I'm bringing wrists over shoulders. The shoulders are super, super tight. So be careful with it. Take your time. Keeping the head heavy, your neck is soft. And again, it's fine to bend a little deeper here into the knees, if that's what you need. Pressing the palms of your hands towards one another if you have that available. Deep belly breaths. Legs are engaged. Actively pressing the feet down. And again, that orange light. Two more breaths. Finding that heaviness into your forward fold. And a bit more space into your shoulders. And then while you keep your hands interlocked, you're just going to bring your wrists down towards your sacrum. Take a deep breath in. And then you slowly start to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Keeping the hands just like that. And when you've stacked chakra on chakra, vertebra on vertebra, Kind of open up your heart space. Take a deep breath in. And then sliding the hands a little bit down the back. So you create a bit of a back bend. Actively squeezing your glutes in here. Drawing the tailbone under and engaging your belly to protect your lower back. And you may look up towards the sky a little bit. Sounds or looks like an easy pose, but creates or asks for quite a bit of engagement. Deep breath in. And with your exhale, come all the way back up to standing. Releasing the hands. Shake the arms out here for a moment. And then from there, grounding the feet straight away, we're going to flow. Inhale, rise up, lengthen. With your exhale, bend the knees a little bit. Start to fold forwards. Inhale, you come halfway lift into a flat back. Maybe fingertips on floor, hands onto your shins, you choose. And with an exhale, you fold again. And you plant your hands down, stepping the right foot back and your left foot back. Coming into a plank. Again, really good pose to just start activating that chakra. So when we're here, you have an option always to bring your knees down. But if you choose to stay with me, knees stay up. Press the floor away. Draw your tailbone under so your hips come a little closer towards your ribs. Really a strong engagement of that lower belly. Find that orange light underneath your navel. And keep your legs engaged. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to stay. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Good, ladies. And with your exhale, bring your knees down. Inhale, your chest comes a little forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, start to lower down. Elbows stay in towards the ribcage. Release. Untucking your toes. Inhale for baby cobra, lifting the chest up. Shoulders stay open. Squeezing the glutes in. And then exhale, release down. Pressing yourself back up through those knees. You can tuck your toes under. And then shoot the hips up back high for down dog. Just slowly warming it up here. Deep breath in. And deep exhale. One more. And then inhale to lift your heels, look in between your hands. Step or float, up to you, forwards in between the hands. Coming halfway lift, flat back inhale. Exhale to fold. Bending your knees and rising up all the way to standing. Maybe opening a little bit again into that back bend. And an exhale for hands into your heart. We're going to take 2 more rounds, slowly building up on this, but see if you can, while we flow, really focus on that orange light and engage the muscles in that area. So there we go again. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant hands, step back, high plank. Inhale to stay. Exhale to lower down, maybe full chaturanga if you want to. Releasing the body. Inhale, cobra, lifting the chest. Keeping the elbows maybe slightly bent, really opening up through the heart space. Find that orange light. Engagement of the lower belly. Inhale. And exhale, you may want to lift your hips up, rolling over the toes, but really using that core to pull you back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your heels, look in between your hands, step or float, top of mat. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bending knees, rise up. Maybe a little back bend. Squeezing those muscles. Exhale, let's dive you down straight away. Last round. Starting to flow and bring in that creativity and intuition wherever you want to. You may want to start jumping back if that's what you need today. Bring in any variation as long as it feels good and your body's intuition tells you to go that way. When you've reached your down dog, Slowly start to lift your right leg high up towards the sky. See if you can square your hips. And press the left heel a little bit deeper down. Take another breath in, lift the leg higher. With your exhale, draw the right knee in towards your nose. Tiger curl. Engaging again that lower belly here. Pull it all up and in towards you. And then step the right foot in between your hands. Now from here, checking if your right knee is stacked on top of the ankle. And if it is, bring your back knee down. And then rising all the way up. Inhale, low lunge. Melting your hips forwards and down. Exhale. Breathing into that left hip flexor here. Melting into those hips. So think about that concept of letting go of control here. All that control resides in our hips. So instead of keeping yourself up, can you just allow yourself to melt into the direction of the floor? And then at the same time, still keeping that orange light there. And that engagement happening into your lower belly. Press into your big right toe. Take a deep breath in. And then with your exhale, hands down to your mat. Now you're going to keep your hands, your fingers kind of where they are. Taking a deep breath in. And with your exhale, you're going to shoot your hips back, extending the right leg and flexing the right foot. Keep those fingertips if you can. Draw your right hip backwards so your hips square. And you try to lift your heart so we're not rounding into the spine. We're trying to keep the spine elongated. And inhale, move back forwards again. Lift your chest, melt into your hips. We're going to do that a few times. Exhale, shoot it back. Half splits. Inhale, come back forwards. Exhale, back. Flex the foot. Inhale, forwards. One more. And exhale, bring it back. Last one, inhale to come forwards. This time, you're going to bring your right hand on the inside of your right foot. You're going to lift your back knee off your mat here. And you start to walk your hands over to the left side, coming into a prasarita. Now quickly a turn. So from here, take an inhale to lengthen your back. With your exhale, you're going to walk your hands to your left knee and bend into your left knee. Both feet stay down. Inhale to rise up, center. Exhale into your front knee, or right. Inhale to center. Exhale left. Find your flow, slowly opening up into those hips. Exhale. If you want to stay somewhere for a little while, feel free to do that. Again, intuition. And then slowly, when you've reached your front foot again, you're going to turn your body back towards the front, planting the hands firmly so you can lift the right foot off the mat. Step back for downward facing dog. And from your down dog, lift your left leg high to sky. We're going to go to the other side. Flexing the left foot. Flexing the left foot. Amazing, you know what I mean. Pressing your right heel down. And lift that back leg as high up as you can. One more inhale. With your exhale, draw a knee into nose. Over here for a moment. Use that belly and then step your left foot in between your hands. When you're ready, back knee comes down. Rising up, low lunge, inhale. Melting hips. So trying to find that sensation of letting go here. If this is sensitive for your knee, by the way, feel free to either flip your mat double once or bring a cushion underneath or a towel. Trying to melt those hips towards the earth. Pulling that lower belly in. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment. It's quite a challenge actually to keep balance then. Your shoulders are soft, your face is relaxed. And bring your focus towards your orange light. One more breath in. And with an exhale, hands down to your mat. Framing the front foot, fingertips light down. Take a breath in. And with your exhale, shoot your hips back. Extending the left leg and flex the left foot actively in towards the face. So again here, trying to lift through your chest, elongate the spine, drawing your left hip backwards. Really feeling that good stretch into the back of that left leg here. And then inhale, move back forwards. Melt, look up. Exhale, shoot it back. Extend. Inhale to melt and come forwards. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Go a little deeper. Exhale. Inhale to come back forwards. And with your exhale, you're going to bring your left hand on the inside of the left foot, lifting the back knee up, and walking the hands again over to the other side. And straight away, just find that flow again, melting into hips, knees, side to side. Just make it a little bit of a creative flow here. Again, bringing in any shape or movement, whatever feels good. Maybe you bring in an arm, just swing it open. And then slowly starting to make your way back towards the front of your mat, turning the toes, framing your front foot, push the floor away, and step back for downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale to lift your heels, look in between the hands, step or float, top of your mat. Coming halfway, lift, inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Bending your knees and rise up, lengthen. Draw the navel in. Exhale, hands to heart. Close your eyes here for a moment. Draw your shoulders back and down the spine. Grounding your feet. And with your eyes closed, can you look at yourself from a little distance? Standing here like this. Samastitihi. And can you see that orange light burn just below the navel? And can you feel that? Can you feel the heat? And maybe tiny little sparks of energy there. When you're ready, opening up your eyes, we're going to keep moving. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, bend knees, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold, plant your hands, step back for downward facing dog. And straight away, lift your right leg high to sky, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forwards, in between the hands. We're going to connect some of these movements. So back knee comes down, just one round. Inhale, arms up, open, little back bend. Exhale, hands down, shoot the hips back. Inhale to stay. Exhale. Inhale to move back forwards. And this time, lifting the back knee off, rising up for a high lunge. Melting into your hips. Right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. Think about drawing the tailbone forwards so you can pull and draw that belly in. Heart is lifted. Inhale. Exhale, go a little deeper if you can. Pressing your back kneecap up. One more breath. Inhale. Now this time with your exhale, bring your hands down to your mat, just in front of the right foot. And you start to lift your back leg up for standing splits. I have two options in standing splits, and just check whatever feels best for you. You can keep your hips squared, but if you do so, do it actively. If you want to open the hip, then really draw the left hip open. Try to stack the left hip onto the right. pointing the toes. It's up to you. You may take one hand towards the ankle, starting to balance onto your fingertips of the other hand. You may take two hands towards the ankle. Keep really, really actively lifting and engaging through the back leg, pointing the toes. One more inhale. And then with an exhale, slowly step your left foot forwards to meet your right. Fold. Deep breath in there. Then inhale, come halfway lift, flat back, lengthen through the spine. Exhale to fold. Bending your knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, melt into your hips. Exhale. Draw the tailbone under and forwards. Again, really firing up that sacral chakra. Squeezing your glutes. Weight onto your back foot. Lift the toes off your mat. Spread the toes out. Inhale. And exhale to rise up. Little back bend. Hands to your heart for a moment. Take a breath. One more. Other side. Inhale, arms up, rise. Exhale, bend knees, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands, downward facing dog. Lifting your left leg high to sky. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Draw it forwards and step it in between the hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, low lunge. One breath. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, shoot the hips back. Half splits. Exhale to stay. Inhale to come back forwards. Lifting the back knee up. High lunge. Inhale. Exhale, melt deeper. Draw your tailbone forwards. Pull the belly in. Orange light. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Standing splits. Light into your fingertips and lift the back leg off. And then take your choice. I prefer to open my hips. I'm trying to find that balance. So you may take your left hand towards the ankle. Keep your gaze down towards your mat and you try to pull the belly in towards your thigh. Maybe both hands towards the ankle. Core is engaged and your back leg keeps lengthening as if someone is pulling your toes. Squeeze the right glute. One last breath. And then exhale, slowly step right foot forwards. Meet the left. Fold. Take a breath. Inhale, come halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sit even lower. And melt. Making sure you can see your toes. Draw your tailbone under. Lift your heart. Optional hands on hips as always. If you want. Take another breath in. And rise up. Exhale. Hands to your heart. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath. And we keep going. Inhale, rise up. Starting to enjoy those repetitions. Exhale to fold. Noticing where in your body you're creating space. Come halfway lift, inhale. Exhale to fold. Plant hands, step back. Downward dog. Lifting your right leg high to sky, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step right foot forwards in between your hands. Again, we keep kind of connecting all these movements together. So back knee down, inhale, open up. Make it flow. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, shoot the leg back. Exhale, move back forwards. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. This time, exhale, warrior two. One of the best poses, of course, where we talk about opening up those hips. So you want to make sure that your right heel is aligned with the crease of your back foot, first of all. And from there, sliding it out. Right knee is bent deeply. You want to focus on the sensation of opening up your thighs here and drawing the tailbone underneath. Extending the arms. Melting into those hips. Super strong legs, squeezing every muscle there. Breathe. Inhale to flip your right palm, reverse your vinyasa. Then keep the right knee bent and open the right knee towards the right. Lean into it, allowing your legs to stay super strong. You try to lift through the heart space. One more inhale. With your exhale, extending the right leg, bringing both arms up to sky, turning the right toes in. Inhale to lift and elongate. With your exhale, hands to heart, goddess pose. Always a good hip opener as well. So feel free to just kind of roll a bit here through the hips, whatever feels nice. Or maybe taking some pulses. Wherever you are, think about, instead of sticking your bum out backwards, draw it underneath actively, opening out the knees wide and then sinking even lower. Taking a last breath in. And with your exhale, release, fold forwards. You may want to walk your feet out a little wider here. See if you can find that spot where you really feel, ooh, I'm stretching myself. Maybe the crown of your head is touching the floor. And don't worry if it's not. That's not the goal at all. You want to keep your entire foot down into the mat. Pressing them down actively. Legs are engaged. Deep breath in. Deep exhale. You may interlock your hands behind your back, just like we did at the start, and adding a little bit of shoulder stretch here. Finding the activation into your lower belly. One more breath. And release your hands again. Press up gently. So you can start to walk your hands back towards the right foot. And now from here, taking a variation on our balancing pose. So we're going for Chapasana, creating a hip opener there as well. Bringing your right hand in front of your right foot, light into your fingertips. Just bring the left hand towards the hip to begin. And you're going to slide the left toes in. And if you can, you're going to lift the back leg off and bend the knee straight away. And if you have your balance, and feel free to take a block underneath the right hand, by the way, if you have that. You may take your left hand towards the left foot or ankle. And when you've got it, start to press that foot into the hand. And with that, creating that deep opening into that left hip and a hip flexor. If you want to add some balance here, take the right hand off the mat completely. Focusing on one point, down. Chapasana. Trusting that standing foot. Taking one more breath, inhale. And with your exhale, right hand back down to mat. If it was off, letting go of the left foot, stepping it back slowly. Reverse your warrior one more time. Inhale. And with an exhale, hands melt down to the earth. Stepping the right foot back. Downward facing dog. Good breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bring the heels closer towards your mat. Hips higher. And we're taking it over to the other side. So when you're ready, lift your left leg high to sky again. Inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Step it forwards. Trying to do all those poses really from that lower belly, from that orange light. Back knee comes down. Inhale, rise up. That's our center for today. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, shoot the hips back, flex. Exhale, melt back forwards. Lifting the back knee off. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, drop the heel, warrior two. Taking our time here. Going nice and deep into your left knee. Opening up those hips. Really trying to externally rotate both of your legs. Going deeper into the left knee. Breathe into it. Finding that strength in that core center there. Take a deep breath in. Go deeper, exhale. Inhale, flip your left palm, reverse your warrior. Legs don't change. Go deeper. One last breath. And then slowly extending your left leg, bringing both arms up towards the sky, turning your left toes in a little bit towards the side. Inhale, rise and lengthen. Exhale for goddess. Again, you may take some pulses here. Think about drawing your tailbone under and forwards, and then opening the knees out wider at the same time. And if you want to add a little challenge, lift your heels off the mat and then go deeper into your hips. Squeezing every muscle in the legs, your glutes. Good. Strong butts tomorrow, ladies. One more inhale. And then slowly release the heels, fold forwards, exhale. Take a few breaths. Soften. And then this time, inhale, come halfway, lift, flat back. Now you're gonna walk your hands over towards your right foot, bending into that right knee, turning the left toes out for a skandasana. So your hands can stay either onto the floor if you need that balance and support, or you may bring the hands into your heart space. So we're in the backs of our mats. You want to try to lift your heart again, elongate the spine, pull the belly in. Breathe. Melt into your hips. Inhale. Exhale, hands down so you can press up and walk over to the other side. Bending into your left knee. Turning the right toes up. Maybe hands to heart. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. You're already at the front of your mat, so all you need to do is turn your left toes all the way back forwards. Left hand comes just in front of the left foot. Right hand onto hip to begin. Sliding the back foot in. And then you may start to lift the back leg up. Bending into the right knee. And if that feels okay, if you feel steady, you may grab a hold of your right ankle, your right foot. When you've got a good grip, that's when you start to press that foot actively into the right hand, and that's where you find the opening into your hip space. So pull and push it away from you almost. Keep your gaze down to your mat. Find that balance. Finding the strength from your core. And breathe. Never stop breathing and balancing poses. One more inhale. And with your exhale, slowly let go of your back foot. Step it all the way backwards again. One more time. Inhale, reverse. Almost there, ladies. Exhale, hands to your mat. And step back. Downward facing dog. Take a pause here or join me for a last vinyasa flow. Inhale to lift your heels, ripple forwards, high plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And then exhale for downward facing dog. Bring your knees down to the mat, finding a wide-legged child's pose, sinking the hips, relax. Check in with your body. How does it feel? Where can you relax? Can you open your knees a little wider so you really find that opening into the hip space? Taking a few good deep inhales through the nose. And letting it go with your exhales. Relax. And gently, when you're ready, start to press back up through your hands. Lifting the hips, knees back to center. Tuck your toes under. Come for downward facing dog. And then from there, you're gonna just take your right foot off the mat and step it forwards to the outer edge of your right hand. We're going for lizard here. So you just want to meld into your hips a little bit here, maybe rocking a few times backwards, forwards until you find that sweet spot into the hip space. When you have it, then you can bring your back knee down. And we have options here. You can stay up into your hands just like this, or you can bring your forearms down inside of the right foot. But here as well, allowing your hips to melt. Let go. Surrender into that discomfort. Closing your eyes. Your heart rate can really slow down now. Let your body soften. One last inhale. And then slowly come back up onto your hands. And from here, you're going to heel toe the right foot over to your left side and bring the shin down. Half pigeon. So for pigeon, you always want to make sure that your right knee's pointing, let's say 45 degrees outside of the right hip. Melting into your hips, walking your back foot down. And you want to make sure as well that there's no kind of stingy sensation here into that knee area. So find a good position for your shin. A right foot is towards the left edge of your mat. And then again, options. You can stay here. If you feel this is already enough kind of stretch into that right glute and thigh, or you can come onto your forearms. Feel free to take cushions underneath your right hip for support if there's too much space in between the right hip and the earth. And then relax into it. Maybe come even all the way down onto your forehead or your chest. if you have that space. You want to find that spot where you feel the stretch nicely into that right glute, to that hip area. But where you also feel that you can relax into it, where you're not holding yourself back up. And then breathe. Focus on that orange light just below your navel. And think about your intention there. What are you looking for when it comes to this chakra? More creativity, more open-mindedness, flexibility, intimacy, connection to your passions. Whatever that is, just visualize it right now. Every exhale, just letting go a little bit deeper into your hips. Creating space for that intention. And then slowly rising all the way back up onto your hands. Take your cushions out of the way if you had some props out here. Now you tuck your back toe under, lifting the knee and just stepping it back. And pelling it out a little bit. Again, intuition. Where does your body want to go right now? What feels good? And then we'll take it to the other side. So at some point, just take your left foot off the mat, step it forwards, outside of the left hand. Settle in to those hips here, finding your sweet spot. When you've got it, knee comes down, and you take the same variation, if you can, as you did on the other side. Letting go into it once you found your spot. Noticing where you can let go. Deep belly breaths. One more inhale. And then slowly coming back onto your hands, exhale. Heel toeing left foot over to the right, finding your pigeon. Shin comes down. Squaring your hips, really important. Hips straight on top of your shin here. Walking your back foot out. Finding a place that feels good, and then taking your options here again. Take your time to settle in, but once you do, finding your stillness and your deepest breath. Keeping your focus on that orange light. Just a last deepest breath in here. And then slowly rise. This time, taking props out of the way, sitting down on either side of your hips here, and then swinging the legs forwards. And rolling straight back down onto your backs. Hugging the knees into with your chest for a moment. And giving yourself a little squeeze here, a little roll over the lower spine. And just one quick counter pose for all those hip openers. Planting your feet close towards the sacrum. Hands come next towards the hips. And just straight away, press the hips back up into a bridge pose. Come onto your shoulders. Working the inner thighs. And lift up as high as you can. Chin stays a little bit away from your chest. Come up higher if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Last breath in. And relax, lower it down. And go straight into your final Shavasana. Stretching the legs out. Maybe covering yourself with something warm. Giving your body space to fully relax and open up. And then fully letting go. Making your body heavy. And allowing it to rest. She has been feeling it for a while now, that sense of awakening. There is a gentle rage simmering inside of her, and it is getting stronger by the day. She will hold it close to her, nurture it, and let it grow. She won't let anyone take it away from her. It is her rocket fuel, and finally she is going places. She can feel it down to her very core. This is her time. She will not only climb mountains, she will move them too. Bringing both of your hands onto your belly, your lower belly. Allowing the energy through the palms of your hands to connect with that svadisthana chakra. And then maybe giving yourself a last good stretch here. Arms overhead if you want to. Hugging knees into chest. And then just rolling over to your favorite side. And in your own time, eyes closed, coming back up to seated. Hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bowing your forehead down towards your fingers. Thumbs connecting the space in between your eyebrows. And coming back to your intention one last time. What are you taking off the mat today? What did you learn about yourself? And with that lesson, keeping that close, wishing you an amazing rest of your Sunday. Namaste.